All right, guys, we are live. This is number 50. So the big 50. This is the 50th episode in a row. And as Bruno so elegantly puts it, shh, church is about to start, guys. We're about to teach the Corvette way. So seriously though, guys, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you guys every week. 11-second clips already dropping the knowledge on us. Go ahead and smash that like button. It really helps the channel, guys. Please help us out. We like doing this stuff for you guys, but we would like to see the audience grow even more than it already has. So hitting that thumbs up button is really the way to get that done. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about today, guys. There's not a lot of news, but there's a lot of solid questions that I got over the last couple days that have come into the channel. You guys are asking a lot of really good questions, and that's fantastic. It really helps keep the Corvette community rolling whenever we have some solid topics to talk about. And I want to make it pretty clear to all you guys out there that this is not just for C8 Corvettes. So if you have any Corvette, doesn't matter what year it is, if it's got Corvette in the title, it is good to be talked about on this channel. So if you have questions about your Corvette, don't hesitate just because you don't have a C8. I would prefer to talk about all of the generations. I want this to be a giant Corvette conversation, not just a C8 thing. Even though the C8 is the hot topic, the C8 is typically, we see one obviously in Protective Dad Pranks' garage there right below me. And it's Jason, no, I can't do it. I can't say that anymore. Yeah, Jet Driver says, cool shirt, Jason.
Thank you.
So, anyway, guys, like I said, any Corvettes, if you have questions about your Corvette, and we do actually have a question we're going to talk about today for a C7 Corvette. So, that's kind of what sparked something in my head. Let's talk about everything, not just C8s. But anyway, with that said, you guys can see the car of the week right here. This is, again, Matt Hurley. I don't know if he's in the chat or not, but this is his brand new C8 Corvette Z06. He just swapped out the carbon fiber wheels for an aftermarket set, and he sent me a message on Instagram and said that he was going to do this, and I was like, man, I don't know. Those carbon fiber wheels are so nice. I just didn't think anything could really, match the coolness. And then he sends me this picture of his car, and I was like, oh my God, that thing looks amazing. It's somehow even better than carbon fiber wheels. It just looks fantastic. His spec on that car, the way it's set up, it is absolutely phenomenal. Shane's in the house. What's going on, Shane? Luke, I don't think anybody does that. But let's see. Does anybody pronounce...
Yeah, actually, we do. We have somebody here.
Oh, really?
Caitlin, C8, like LYN or something like that, or something to that effect on Instagram.
I mean, it works for her. Her name's Caitlin. Is that the one with the white C8?
Yep. Yeah, that's the one.
Cool. Yeah, Blown 6 Gen says car looks fire. Rock on, Matt. I agree. Matt, you have seriously cracked the code. I don't know what it is. Anything Matt touches somehow looks better than it already did. And the Z06 is already a phenomenal looking car. He's only done a couple little things to it, but somehow it looks massively better than it did the day it was delivered. I just don't get it.
Which is saying a lot considering how good it looked the day he got it. So
exactly. I mean, that's what I mean. It's like the car is already fantastic looking. Let's see what we got here, guys. So Shane's working. He's listening in tonight, so he might not be telling on you guys for your thumbs up.
Yeah. He has it.
Dr. Corvette.
Dr.
DCV.
Corvette. DCV. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, DCV. The Demon 170. So, Dr. Corvette, a friend of mine, I don't know if I told you this or not yet, but a friend of mine actually has a lead on one of those for MSRP. So we'll see if that ends up happening. Doug says, Matt, sick looking Z06. It really is. And Doug, yours could look just as good and not too much work either, because his is lowered in that picture. Obviously aftermarket wheels, but with wheel spacers on the carbon fiber wheels, you lower the car a little bit and get that splitter on there, and you got that same car. So very easily could make your car look just like that. What else we got here? So Great White North Corvette, thank you. Says, hi, Justin and Amber. What's up? Andrew, we hope to see you at Carlisle again this year. You and the new wife.
Melissa.
Congratulations on that again, by the way. Henry says hi, VS and HPO. All right, guys, so let's talk a little bit about some of the stuff we're going to be discussing tonight. So obviously, we still have the giveaway going with the race ramps. That's the big giveaway for the month. And tonight, if you do donate anything towards the race ramps, so every $10 donated is an entry to the race ramps. But for tonight, we're also going to be giving away something else. We have an HPO shirt and an HPO key tag of your choice. So every $10 donated will get you an entry on the race ramps and that stuff, but this will be given away tonight, whereas the race ramps will be next week. Next Monday night is when we'll be giving it away. So if you guys are interested, $10 donation through Super Chat or Venmo is preferred. The link is at the top of the chat. Every $10 will get you an entry to win. Matt says the car is silver flare. It's looking great. Freaking great. I love the look of that car. Let's see. Okay. So other than the giveaway stuff, which hopefully you guys are excited about the giveaway, as excited as we are, because race ramps is one of those things that every garage needs, in my opinion. Yeah, so Shane's telling we got 50 thumbs up, guys. Please smash that thumbs up button. Let's talk a little bit about the news today. So today over at the Mid-Engine Corvette forum, I came across an article that showed a C8 Corvette Stingray with the Z51 package, which is supposed to have a top speed of 184. Almost 185. It's like 184 and some change. Actually hit a top speed of 191.7. So this isn't gigantic, but for those of you out there who have a Stingray, you're going to want to know this kind of stuff because it is very possible that the non-Z51 could potentially hit really close to 200 miles an hour then, because that's the car that's supposed to be able to hit 194. This one's hitting about 6 miles an hour faster than it should, and that's pretty neat. So this no dovetail style wing on it though, so that might be the difference there. Either way, it's pretty interesting to see that this car is able to hit that fast in completely stock form. Again, if you guys have a C8 Corvette, it's always really interesting to see the specs and to see your car doing something this awesome. So how many of you guys out there who opted for, if you have actually, I'm going to make a poll. If you have a C8 Corvette, did you opt for the Z51? I'm curious how many of you out there who actually have a C8 opted for the Z51. I'm going to start a poll here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So obviously I know 2 of the votes right off the bat.
Yeah.
Because these guys.
But hey, somebody said they needed to see the race ramps dancers.
All right, I knew someone was going to say that, and I forgot to pull the image up. So let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah.
Because
we do really need to make this.
Oh, well, I'm already halfway into the process of making it happen. This is going to be a poster.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
I forgot it was about us. I thought it was like, there's race ramp dancers?
Oh, wow.
Not good looking ones.
All right, so there it is. If you guys really need to see this to get the juices flowing, start throwing some donations out there to get yourselves the race ramps. Now, you guys keep in mind, these particular ramps, the reason why these two are so excited in this picture is because these particular ramps, they're around $400, a little over $400 from the race ramps website-ish. I think they're around there after shipping and everything. So you could potentially win these things for $10. That's the one thing you want to keep in mind. The more you donate, obviously, the greater your chances. But in the past, we have had winners donate $10 and win a couple $100 item. Just 2 weeks ago, someone right out here by me actually donated $30 and won a $150 air filter. So don't think that your $10 isn't going to get you anywhere, because it definitely could. But I mean, you got to look at the excitement on these guys' face. So they didn't do this.
Hey, you know, when I was going to his house, I was very skeptical about using him. I'm like, well, he can get under it, but I don't know if I am. Once we got the car up there, I was like, whatever, I'm good, and got underneath it, no problem. I had no concerns. These things are really well made. I was very impressed.
Steve Robertson said when I had ordered my C8, he ordered it with the Z51. If you can put it in that poll I put up on the screen there, Steve, just so I want to kind of be able to talk about it after that ends. Ralph Cruz says, does Jason and Steve come with the race ramps? I don't know. I don't think that Jason would, but we could probably talk Steve into it.
Yeah. It'll make you levitate.
Right. That's a good point. It's like the whole Red Bull gives you wings thing. Race ramps makes you levitate.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the one thing we haven't actually told people about this photo is that this is actually not a photo. This is a video.
Yeah.
And they're just staying very still. Okay, cool, Steve. All right, that's good to know. It looks like so far 70% are saying that they did order the Z51, which is kind of where I thought that number was going to fall, because the Z51 was a package, especially with the C7, that most people wanted, just because if you decide to take that car to the track at any point, having the non-Z51 is going to kind of hold you back.
Also would void warranty, or am
I don't think so.
Incorrect?
I don't know that for sure. I think we talked about this once before. I don't actually know the answer. I don't think so, but
it would be awfully dumb if
it would be dumb, but at the same time, I could kind of see it. I could kind of see why it would, because it's like the equivalent of taking like a Ford Focus, like just a base Ford Focus to the track. If you break it there, like Ford's going to tell you the car wasn't built for that. And a base C8 without the Z51, I don't know if they say anything about track performance with the non-Z51 or not, but if they mention anything about a track and in the non-Z51 verbiage, then no, they wouldn't be able to avoid your warranty.
Right. Well, you know, I remember us talking about non-Z51s at Ron Fellows, but I don't ever recall them mentioning anything about not being able to bring it to a track. Now, granted, that was for the C7, C8.
I don't think so, but we got Jesse Kramer in the house, guys. This is the guy from AWE. This is the guy from AWE. He's checking out the live broadcast here. So say hi to AWE.
In about 2 weeks, he's going to be checking out that exhaust on this.
Yeah. Checking out the AWE exhaust on any C8 Corvette's pretty freaking awesome. The thing sounds amazing. It's always fantastic quality. Whenever I got the AWE exhaust on my TRX, it was funny because I was filming it as it was getting done, and I laid out the stock exhaust right beside the AWE exhaust. The difference in quality is ridiculous. Like the stuff that came on the truck almost looked like cheap tin compared to the stuff they were putting on. It's fantastic. Got 65 thumbs up currently. We could definitely use some more, guys. If you could, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel, and it helps make this community even stronger and bigger. So help us out. Your guys' facial expressions are hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's Doug saying, "Hey, Jesse." You guys know him, or Jesse does at least. Before you go, Jesse, you got to see this picture of these two guys celebrating our race ramps giveaway. Look at the faces on these ones. They really like race ramps. We really like race ramps here. I use race ramps in my garage all the time. I've used them since before I had a YouTube channel. So even though this seems like a paid promotion, it definitely is not. I have used them for as long as I can remember, well before I even had a YouTube channel.
Dude, the quality is insane too. I mean, really, like I said, I was very, very skeptical. And then after getting over to Steve's house, I was like, man, these things, I was so at ease to just be under the car and not have any concerns.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean, it's
thinking we need to get a promotion for an AWE jump between Jason and I when we get our AWEs.
When?
Let's do it. We do
I
a little
say
poster of us. I don't know how we're gonna jump with an exhaust system.
I say for that, you got to jump over the car. For those of you out there who are lucky enough to get a C8 Corvette Z06 over at the CorvetteBlogger.com, the new Z06 visible carbon fiber engine cover is now being offered. So you guys might recognize this thing from whenever the C8 was first, or the Z06 was first being rolled out, basically. This was shown off as an accessory, but not available whenever the time of purchase was here. So you can get it now. Now, I know a lot of you out there can't even get a Z06, but you can get the engine cover at least. You can have that sitting in your house and pretend that that's just as good. That's what I'll do. I'll set the engine cover in my garage and be like, hey, look, I got a Z06, because I can't actually get one for some reason. But for those of you out there who actually have one, you can get a cool Z06 carbon fiber cover. I agree. It is time for the creepy thumbs ups. Let's do it. Here they come. There they are. Matt Hurley, he's in for $100. He says, let's get back to the party. Let's get the party. Let's get the party back started. All right. Well, we're gaining some of our viewers back, guys, so that's great. We're up to almost 100 now. So if we could hit that thumbs up button, this is what it looks like again, since you guys love the creepy thumbs ups. There they are. Jesse, since you're still in here, I'm getting a lot of people asking about a horsepower obsessed discount code for HPO. You guys want to offer something like that? It'd be easier. It'd be an easy way to track how many exhausts get sold too.
That'd be great.
I guess technically I could do that for my website as well. So maybe I could do that. GoFundMe for HPO internet. Man, I wish that was actually the problem. Trust me. I've been having internet issues all week, and it started with the stupid wind in Pennsylvania. It was like 60, 70 mile an hour winds knocked out something somewhere, and it still isn't totally fixed, apparently. I thought it was good, but
just go with it, Justin. Just blame it on the internet. Venmo, GoFundMe. Feel free.
Yeah,
we'll even add you to the giveaway.
GoFundMe. We're gonna set it up for $5,000. If we reach that goal, I can buy a new modem.
Oh, Paul, that's awesome.
All right, so watch out for C8's C8 Matrix question here. I didn't see it. I told him to re-ask it, so let me know whenever that comes in. Yeah. Big news. We're getting there. I'm trying to let the audience build back up after that failed internet connection. Let's go ahead and look at some more news here, though. So we got obviously, if you guys haven't seen the video yet from Haggerty, they put the ERAY against a couple supercars, and the ERAY came out victorious. But we're going to talk about a little bit about why that doesn't really matter. Before we do, though, Jesse says, let's talk some gear, Justin, for the peeps. Yeah, let's do that, Jesse. I think it would be a really cool idea to get some of the sponsors a little bit more involved in these Monday Night Lives. Usually they go a lot smoother than this, but tonight the internet is not agreeing with me for some reason. 95 thumbs up currently, says Shane. Anyway, if we look at the news here, 2024 Corvette E-Ray zaps the Ferrari F8 and Lamborghini Huracan Evo in a three-way drag race. So yeah, the E-Ray is significantly faster than the other two supercars there, but it's not really that big of a deal, because even though the E-Ray is beating these cars at drag racing, none of these cars are built for drag racing. So it's not really that big of a deal. It is cool, but it's not that big of a deal. See you later, Jesse. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. We did hit that 100 thumbs up mark. Thank you guys. Even with the failed internet connection thing, I appreciate the support. So anyway, why is this not a big deal? Why would the E-Ray beating two supercars in a drag race not be a big deal? Because, like I said, the cars are not built for the drag strip. So all of those cars that you saw on the screen there, they're all track cars. The car needs to do its job in its natural habitat, which in this case is a track for all three of those cars. Now, if you put that car on all three of those cars on the track, it is very unlikely that that ERAY is going to beat those other two cars. If it does, then I got to eat my words, but we haven't seen that information yet. And that's the big thing. I want to see how this car performs on the track. I don't know why we keep seeing it on the drag strip. It's not a drag strip car. And while it is cool that it does well on the drag strip, I want to see how it does on the track. That's where it's meant to shine. It is definitely bragging rights. I will give it that. And honestly, I love going to the drag strip. I think it's one of the coolest times I've had as a car guy is going to the drag strip. But I want to see what the car can do in its natural habitat. So on the track, especially the Nürburgring. If we could get that to happen, I think we're all happy.
See, I agree, but here's where I differ in that thought. I'm going to use launch control far more often than I'm going to be on the track. So for me to be at a light and to be able to freaking scald the tires and punch it and just gone, I like that. I mean, I'm not saying that that's the most important thing because, again, yes, it was meant for the track, but and I'm just not spending a lot of time at the track. I'm spending more time at stoplights.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, so David says he's right. He says the natural habitat here is red light to red light.
Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
And that is an excellent point. And that's one of the reasons why I think we are seeing these videos, because the majority of the people buying a Corvette probably aren't going to take it to the track. They're going to do more drag strip style things, even if it's not at the drag strip. So I get it, but I'm curious why we're not seeing more on the track. I honestly can only think of one off the top of my head that I've seen a Z06 wise on the track, and we need more of that. I mean, I know again most of us are not going to take it to the track, but these cars are built for track performance, and even GM, we haven't gotten any numbers from GM with this car on the track. They gave us drag strip numbers, but not on the track. Like that's what we want. Yeah, Brian, we are going to be talking about an allocation update. So we'll just jump into that right now, actually. I actually had a little bit of an insider tip, we'll say. Now, this is somebody who has not ever given me information before, so I can't validate the validity of this. But right now, there is no allocations for a C8 Corvette Z06. But GM has said that you have to have the order for a Z06 in before the 5th of April before it's cut off completely for the year of 2023. Now, theoretically, it means those allocations have to be coming next week because that's it. You got next week and then the cutoff is there. I have heard from one other person suggesting that Sioka has told them that this upcoming Thursday was always the date for March to get allocations. And I also heard from my inside source, again, hasn't been validated, that it is this Thursday as well, that we are going to get more allocations for the Z06 this Thursday. They didn't talk about how many we're going to get, but we're going to get some. So those of you out there waiting for an allocation before the 2023 model year, don't fret just yet. It might still happen.
Yes.
Hopefully that's good news for some of you. I know this is tough. This whole car thing is tough, but yeah. C8 Matrix. My dealer said he got a special allocation on Friday for the Z06. I went down, put my build in, but I've been hearing there's no allocations for this month. There hasn't been yet, C8 Matrix. And I literally just talked about the fact that they should be coming this Thursday based on what I've heard. Now, again, I want to make sure that this is obvious here. This source has not been validated. It's the first time I've ever got any information from this source. So I don't want to say it's 100%. We'll see what happens, but it sounds legit because GM said to get your orders in before the 5th. How are we going to do that if we haven't had an allocation since January? It makes sense that we would get one this Thursday, which is typically the allocation day. Black Rose Z06. Let me check that. So again, guys, we are still doing the giveaway. So every $10 donated will get you entered to win the race ramps as well as an HPO key, t-shirt or key tag. And that will be given away tonight. The race ramps will be given away next week. So we have one for, what was it? Black Rose Z06 donated $10. So they get one entry for the the t-shirt, key tags, and the race ramps. So again, guys, the t-shirt will be given away along with a key tag of your choice tonight. Somebody will win that tonight. And the race ramps will be given away next week, but every entry you get will count you for both tonight.
And we need to make mention, if you're watching this during the week, it doesn't matter. As long as it's within the time frame of it, you can still win. You can donate on Venmo during the week, and it'll still count towards it. If you do, we'll also mention it in the next video.
Absolutely. So,
in.
Guys, if you could please hit that thumbs up button. We are back to our original amount of people watching. That's impressive. Thanks for being so supportive, guys. We're working through the internet issue. I don't know what's going on, like I said, but the high winds here have knocked out something. But again, guys, every $10 donated gets you an entry to win the race ramps and the t-shirt, and that will be given away tonight, the race ramps next week. But anyway, moving on to a little bit more information we have here today. Let's see what else we got. Okay, that was it. So there was one other thing I wanted to talk about, though. One of the questions that popped up on the YouTube community tab, and that was somebody asked, when are we going to hear something about the C7 Corvette with its cracking wheels problem? So if you guys have a C7 Corvette and you haven't heard about this, you can potentially crack a wheel driving it on the road, specifically if you're driving in track mode or if you hit a really large pothole. The wheel will get a hairline crack in it, which will allow you to lose air pressure and all that stuff. I got a person on my comment or on the community tab wanted to know if there's been any updates on this. Like, where is this thing sitting? And honestly, there is an update as of September 2022. So a couple months ago. There is a lawsuit. There is a current lawsuit going on for this, where GM is being sued in a basically a group lawsuit, or I can't think of the word of it now.
Class action?
Yeah, class action. So class action lawsuit, which really means you're not going to get any money. That's basically what a class action lawsuit is.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's going to get, huh?
You'll get like 11 cents. Here's your.
Yeah, I was going to say, everybody's going to get like $3 or $4. But at the end of the day, GM is being sued for the wheel situation. Honestly, the only thing I could tell you is either get an aftermarket set of wheels, or if you haven't bought a C7 yet, get a wheel protection package and get yourself covered that way. The ZR1, the wheels were flow forged, so they apparently were a little bit stronger than the Stingray and the Z06 and the Grand Sport. So I haven't heard any ZR1s having this issue, but the C7, Z06, and Grand Sport were consistently cracking wheels. So if you had that problem, check out the class action lawsuit. If you want to jump on that, there is a list on the, if you go to the CorvetteBlogger.com, you can actually get the link from there. You might as well get something out of it. Yeah, the attorneys always do very well in class action lawsuits. That's the sad part. And then the people get paid a couple bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime I see a class action, I'm like, okay, I'm not interested anymore, because the consumer doesn't win. All right, so Sneaker Problem says, my C8 order just got to 3,000 status last Friday. How long do you guys believe it's going to take for the dealer to call me into finance? What status does the car need to be at? So 3,000 is not built yet. 3,400 status is when your car is literally about to be built. So they have all the parts on the table ready to start your particular build. You won't be called to go finance or anything until you are at 4,000 status, which is basically the car's at the dealership. So watch for 3,400. That's the one you really want to watch for. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. I have no idea. Are you guys able to hear me? Can you see me? The internet's all over the place. I think we're going to go ahead and kind of drop this one off for the night. I don't know what's going on with the internet. Something got messed up with the wind up here. So I think we're going to drop this one out for the night. If you guys can hear me, let me know in the chat. That is still kind of working. Yeah. Okay. Do you guys can see me too? Boy, this is nuts. We're going to go ahead and drop this one off, guys. I apologize. We had some serious issues tonight. The internet was just not doing what we wanted it to do. So if you could, I know it's good. It's kind of rough, but please leave a thumbs up. We'll be back next week for sure, and we'll definitely be back strong.